They said no one could silence the Admiral. No rookie, no outsider, no one unproven. But in a steel briefing room, under the weight of 100 doubting eyes, a quiet woman rolled up her sleeve, and the scars she revealed froze the room in silence. This is her story, and you're watching Black Box Legends. The briefing room was a tomb of steel and silence. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, throwing their pale glow across rows of decorated officers, metals glinting on stiff uniforms. At the far end of the table stood the Admiral, his presence cutting through the air like a blade. His voice carried the weight of a man who'd commanded fleets, won wars, and buried more pilots than anyone dared to count. But today, his attention wasn't on his admirals or his captains. It was fixed on a lone figure standing at the edge of the room, a woman, younger than most, her posture quiet, unshaken. Whispers coiled through the air. She doesn't belong here. She's untested. Another rookie who thinks scars make her a soldier. The Admiral let them murmur. Then his gaze hardened, a smirk tugging at his mouth. "Prove yourself," he said flatly, like a judge passing sentence. The woman didn't argue, didn't explain. She simply lifted her hand, pulling back her sleeve. And that's when the whispers died. Jagged scars carved across her forearm, flesh warped, skin discolored, a roadmap of fire and agony. Not medals pinned by a commander, not honors written on paper, scars burned into her by the sky itself. The room stilled. The Admiral, a man who'd stared down battlefields, fell silent, because scars like those didn't lie. Dawn broke over the carrier deck like fire on steel. The ocean stretched, endless and black, the horizon bleeding gold as jets lined the deck in silent formation. Steel giants resting before they screamed into the heavens. This was the Admiral's domain. He ruled it with precision, with iron standards carved into every pilot under his command. No excuses, no weakness, and above all, no unproven soul touched the sky. The men around him had paid their dues, combat hours, flight records, blood and sweat poured into decades of service. But her? She was an anomaly, a stranger in a place built for legends. Her silence only fed their doubts. She didn't boast, didn't fight to defend her place. She simply stood, calm against their storm, like someone who had already faced a harsher judgment than theirs. The Admiral leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "You want to stand with my pilots? Then stand against the sky itself." He gave her the gauntlet. The simulation room roared to life. The Admiral's challenge loaded into the system, a scenario designed to break the unbreakable. Multiple squadrons, advanced missile locks, ambushes from every angle. It wasn't just a test, it was a firing squad. The officers smirked from their chairs. They'd seen it before, rookies stepping into the cockpit with hope in their eyes, only to crawl out shattered, humiliated, their dreams burned to ash. This wasn't training. This was ritual sacrifice, and she didn't blink. Dropping into the simulator, she let the canopy close around her.